So let's see. Oh, it's getting wilder. Alright guys, here we go then. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and welcome back to the random opening challenge. Today, last time we drew the 4-6, so let's do it. Double 4-6 it is. Oh, my opponent is playing one of my openings that I'm supposed to play. But we never fear anything, so since he wanted me to play that, I play that. I'm going to approach another corner, see if he does the same thing. Oh, he does the same thing. So that thing about the large knights move is that it actually doesn't really do anything if black just tenukis. So don't be afraid to like tenuki this if you're not sure what to do. Because you know you can. So I actually personally don't know what to do here actually. After this jump, I still can't attach? Oh no. I'm getting tricked. Let's try descend. Do I need? No. Let's just block. And we push out, right? This is interesting. I'm like counter tricking my opponent, potentially. Or getting tricked, I don't know which one it is. But it looks like the block is not that good. Because the outside is really important now, and all of a sudden white is defending. And I think I counter tricked them. Personally, I'm not really familiar with this at all. Ooh, that's a good move. That's a really good move. So if I Atari, then he can extend. And then I'm gonna have to extend this way, and then he can Atari back. So I think I'm gonna have to just extend. Can't be too. You have to be patient in this case. Can't be too impatient here. So interesting. I think I'm gonna Hane. If he's gonna keep trying to pressure me, I might as well do something back. So when two stones like this, they're very short on liberties. They're pretty much useless. So this is a good way to devaluing or worsening these stones. So actually, this result is interesting. I can't really say that I've gained from this actually. So I did get tricked. He tricked me. Now I'm gonna come back and finish this off. So I guess, I don't know, it's probably slightly better for white. It's hard to tell for sure, actually. I got a little bit of both sides. But it's good. It's good to start from behind. I'm learning. I think I'm learning from this. So with a 4-4, sorry, not 4-4. 4-4 is start point. With 4-6, you pretty much always want to try to get this cross cut, and that's where everything starts. And so things get pretty tricky from here on. I don't know all variations by far. I know a few that kind of, and only like kind of generally. So this is like a lot of this is open areas for me. So I know that white definitely needs to attach here. because right now, so whichever way white plays, the other side is going to get captured. So attaching is the only way to get Sente the block. But what I know for sure in this case is that this flower is going to help a lot with this fight here. So I'm pretty sure that's the wrong move. Let's just connect and capture. I think this is good enough. I don't think he can capture my flower, so not too worried. This guy is good. He's giving me some hard times. Yeah. This is already like getting difficult. This is gonna be interesting when I get to like 5 10. Or can I even get to 5? I think I probably can, but 5 to 7, oh man, that's gonna be difficult. And yeah, this is already starting to become interesting. So yeah, I can't say I'm feeling really good about this game so far. I don't think that's a good exchange though, because it's like an inside or outside exchange. It's gonna help my side later on. And so yeah, the only thing you can do is capture, and I think I can do something here. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach. Is it better to attach? Or to just do this directly? Well, yeah, I'll just attach. I already pushed, so might as well. Yeah, so, well, he did get something, but at least I got the big group. If he cuts, I'm gonna get a nice Atari in, and then we'll push through here. And the good thing is that he can't even capture Incente, because this group is already dead. So this is definitely good for me, because he only got a little bit of profit here, but I got pretty much the whole corner. So I think at this point I am pretty comfortable now after gaining this. Yeah, so what I'm curious is what he's going to do here. You know what? Let's find out. I'm going to not play in this corner and see what he does. Yep, so whatever you do with the 4-6, you always want to try to get for the go for the cross cut here. And here we go. So now I think it's like falling from mine. After extending, this is a good result for black as well, I believe, because black gets Sente here. Oh, should I? No, I can't. This would be a very bad move because white can play the Kosumi. I can't believe I was thinking about that. So, what did we say? We said we will not play in the corner. So we'll not play in there. I'm going to fix this to expand the moyo first. You know, I'm really curious what he's going to do here. Gonna run a little experiment. And if he doesn't do anything, then I think that's good proof that you really can't do anything good here. Because he's obviously a person that plays this a lot. And so I think this is going to be a useful experiment. Wow, that's a very deep invasion. So with all these like tricky moves, you just gotta fight. So we're just gonna fight. And hope for the best. Definitely go for the crosscut. You don't want to go for something like this because this stone is not light at all. Like if it dies inside, it's just, you know, a dead stone, so that doesn't work either. It just looks fancy. I always play these kind of moves. They look fancy, but they don't actually do anything. Yeah, I talked about this during the pro review, so yeah, when there's fancy moves, they feel really nice, but actually this doesn't even feel nice because it loses points. But that reminds me of that move, the fancy fake Suji. Ryan always plays fake Sujis. Oh god. What? So something that I've noticed again for 3-dan players is that they tend to be very stubborn. So this is probably only applicable to Fox 3-dans. And when they get really... why did I turn it that way? That was a bad move. Oh god. Darn it. Because if he connects now, I can't actually block because he has the ladder. And if I extend, he can push out because I have too many connections. Yeah, I was talking too much. Well, the thing with Fox 3-dans is they always catch Ryan's weaknesses. But anyway, I was trying to say, Fox 3-dans tends to be very stubborn. So if you benefit somewhere, they keep trying to get at you at that one place. So eventually, they'll keep dying. And that's something that I've noticed. And I think that's pretty interesting. So I should be able to capture these 4 stones, though. Yeah, they're not escapable. But I did lose my big territory. Oh no. But it's fine. It's fine. I got a lot here. I can also get a lot more if I play another move here. So I have a lot of potential there. I can just leave that to be and focus on other stuff. So he's just not playing a move there. I don't know if he's not playing... Oh, yes. So he did play a move there. That's the experiment. So let's see how this turns out. My theory is that it's not that bad if you just Tanuki. And let's see if my theory is correct. So when you attach, you should always pull back. When you descend, it's bad shape because after black pushes, you have to descend again. So you're losing its kind of center control, a little bit of center control already from that exchange. So that's why for all the Josekis, you always attach and pull back. Also, if this is 3-4 and white does the 1 space high approach, black always attaches and pull back. You never descend. That's always going to be bad. So I think this actually turned out to be pretty good. Nothing bad happened, which is nice. That's always a good sign. It's a little uncomfortable actually. Do I want to go for the vote? No, I'll just let him capture a bit. Or should I just connect? Yeah, I'll just let him capture a bit. It's no big deal. You can capture the corner, and I get this. So, it looks like white gained a lot, but it's really not too bad. Because, so, he spent, he approached, then he spent 1 move here. That's the extra move, and the second extra move is his connection now. So he spent 2 extra moves in this local area, and he's not gonna respond here. What? I'll just capture back then. So he spent. So let's say if he connects or if he cuts. So he spent 2 moves here, and he has actually decent amount of points. Oh, interesting. He resigned already. That's definitely not expected. Well, yeah, I'm definitely ahead, but anyway, very interesting. interesting. I'm making mistakes all over the place, but this is really interesting. I personally don't know what happens here. So this is, I'm probably going to play something like this when I do my 4-5s. So that's going to be interesting. So one thing that I noticed is that a lot of players like to keep playing in one area when they lose out. So this is a really good example. After this, he just keeps playing here. Maybe he thinks this is not finished. But I think I can find like good examples of this. Like you just keep playing in one area, but then you just keep dying. But that was a very bad move. I should have Atari on this side. So far so good. Let's see what's next. I'm nervous. Oh, I don't think we had 6 before. Oh, we did. Double 3-5. Yes. We haven't had 7 before. That's the one. So right now we haven't had 7 and we haven't had 2, the Kobayashi, when we have all the other ones. Okay, here we go. 3-5. You know what? I'm gonna make it a little weird. 3 5s on the same side. Gonna approach. Oh, he is. This is my 3-star account? I think it's perhaps rare that you invade directly, but I think this is a good result because white can't really block on this side after extending for the Sanrensei. So I can comfortably connect back to my stone. Now, this is something that you should definitely be aware of when you have 2 stones like this and the tiger's mouth. It's a very important vital point. Oh, I finally got this approach, but I don't know if I can get the Taisha. That's only if white attaches, that's the Joseki. But, Okay. I don't know why he exchanged that if he wanted to play the Kosumi there. Let's try to enclose him. So that's nice. We got a nice wall. And Hane and Atari are both Sente. So that's nice. I don't think I need to answer that. It's just a reduction move. So so this is what I've been hearing from Korean pros. You should always extend to the attachment. Let me try it. I kind of know how it goes, and I looked at it a little bit, but definitely no expert. Oh. Guess we'll just go in. Corner is very big. Okay, I'll have both. I think this outside extension is bigger than it looks. If you try to always enclose your own territory, you're pretty much selling yourself short, because once you've made these moves, you're kind of limiting yourself to that one single area. And that's a very dangerous situation to be in, because Go is all about the whole board. So when you're limited to that one area, chances are it's not going to be that good. So yes, he attached. So now we have some form of Taisha. And if he extends, then he avoided it. Huh. Normally you Atari, and then black Ataris and goes in the corner, and then white connects. But I think in this case, this is also good for... Oh, yeah, he shouldn't have connected. I thought he would. If I played this move, or a move like on the 6th line, it's going to be another Slay the Dragon game, so I'm gonna like avoid that to kind of maximize the content in each game. So that 2-space extension isn't there's that weakness, because these 2 stones are very weak. So I can do that, and yeah, let me just extend. It's a little slow, but I think it's also a pretty good move. Okay, fine. Let's see. I'll just let him live. It's actually probably similar. I would probably in a normal game pincer though. I'm gonna just a Hane Antari to make sure he doesn't try to cut me. Because at this point, Black's lead is already very big because of the benefit in the lower left, benefit in the top left. So at this point, it's already very comfortable for Black. And yeah, not to mention, there's his weak group now. I'll bet you $5 he will beat. Oh no! I just lost $5. Oh, darn it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, but he did. He did, but he didn't do that at that moment. Darn it. It's as if he knew I said that. Maybe he's watching the video. So this stone is also hanging there, which I can probably attack, but it's probably unnecessary. And so, yeah, well, this type of move is unurgent because, one, if Black plays here, it doesn't really gain too much. So I think maybe that's a good place for judgment is when you play a move, try to see if your opponent would play there. If they play there and it looks big, then it's probably big. But if you put their move there and they're not really getting much when they play there, then that's actually a good sign that you probably shouldn't play there either. So yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that because it's doesn't really do much to me, and also I can probably just cut it off if I feel like it. Yeah. So again, when I was talking about kind of Go theology, like in terms of like what types of move you should be thinking about. This is again highly against it because Black is really strong here, and White is playing all these moves near this huge wall, which is obviously not going to get anywhere. And so it's very... So right now if White cuts, then Black can push here and cut the whole group off. But yeah, I'm gonna Atari here because actually there's some Aji here. And when he connects, then I'll finish it off by netting. Oh, he didn't even connect. Okay, so I guess he's just I guess he's just accepting the loss then. And he's still peeping, like, does he not want his dragon anymore? It's like he wants me to capture his groups or something. So, yeah, so I think this is a good, I guess, counterexample. You don't want to play aggressively when you have weak groups. And on the other hand, when you have strong groups, don't protect all your groups. That way you're not gaining from your influence. So I feel like I'm like peeling these groups off little by little. My goal is not to capture. All I'm trying to do is make him connect back in no points. I already took a lot of more territorial moves, if you notice. I took the 3-3 point, which is a lot of points. I also extended here. And after taking both, he had to live small. And then now I'm taking more territory by getting this Atari. So you don't always have to kill in order to benefit a lot. So I think this is a good example of that. And now this looks kind of iffy. in white's territory. And now these stones are all really, really weak, especially after I played this move. And I also threaten to continue to cut, or at least do some attachments and increase reductions. So when you have a really heavy group like this, it's a lot of minus points. Yeah. Okay, let's I'm not gonna capture everything. I'll just capture small groups. So actually, it might not look like black is ahead by a lot. Because it looks like white has a big territory here. White also has this corner and some more territory, but there are really small territories, and this is only one territory. Black has a lot of big territories. And you'll see why I say this is not a big territory. Because like after like Honics and connects and descends and all that stuff, all that good stuff, this is all going to be reduced to even smaller. So I'm not even going to cut it here. I'm going to cut it from the roots. He might have some throw-in problems even in the near future. Yeah, I don't know why, but they tend to play really quickly when actually things are important, which is quite strange. I'm not sure if it's a habit thing, or they feel like they're sure this works, and I'm killing my opponent's groups. I wonder what they're thinking about. I'm actually quite curious. Because white still has too many weaknesses, I'm not really afraid of white. So white is clearly trying to cut this group off, but it doesn't work because if white connects here, black can push and all. There's a lot of cutting points still. Yeah, I didn't really want to capture anything, actually. But he made me, so it's not my fault. And, I'll do this first. I think there's a push and wedge. He's trying to have a tower in here first, which is kind of strange move again. I think it can just connect. Oh, he can actually throw in. That would have been a good move. Would it be? No, if he throws out connect, that would not have been a good move. So yeah, for this game, I wasn't trying to kill anything explicitly. Why do I get a message every time I win? So I think this is a good example of a game where you win by using your influence to attack and gaining by using the influence. So here I'm not really explicitly using it, but I'm taking away the base, so white has to escape. And I just lost $5 there. Here I'm gaining something. You can see a lot of potential here, but I'm not worrying about that yet. So I'm coming back here later. First I'm taking the good old sides and corners, and then I'm coming back. And so some side like this might look like it's big territory, but after this, if black just descends, like this is Sente, you can Hana and connect, that's Sente, and you can like push, and then you can do that, and that's also Sente because black can clamp twice, and that is devastating. So white has to fix again, and you can just count, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, and 24 points. So it's only 24 points. This corner is 1, 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's only 7 points less than this side. Not to mention, like, how many points is that? How many points is that? And like all this potential. So black is actually winning by a lot more than it looks like. So for the, I just want to like kind of quickly mention, because I mentioned this Joseki. When you play the Joseki, white should Atari, and that's if black doesn't have a really big code threat. If black has a really big code threat, then white can't really do this. But even if black doesn't, then the Joseki is black Atari's first, and then goes to 3-3. Then white connects and extends. So I typically like this a lot for black because not only black has the corner, but also has some influences. And especially in this case, because black can probably actually do that and get a very nice side. So I think this would be good for black locally as well. But just a little. I will probably talk more about Taisha Josekis in the near future. Alrighty, let's see what's next. 3. What was 3 again? I don't think we ever got 3, did we? Oh, the Chinese opening. Very classic. The Chinese opening is definitely a classic. So I'm going to try to alternate so you get kind of both. I think the Thai Chinese is relatively less common, if I'm not mistaken. So, my opponent has 3-4, so I'm not able to play like the classic approach. If it's start point, the classic is like approach and extend back. I think this is probably one of the first openings that I ever learned. So that's interesting. So the idea with the Chinese opening is you want to play fast and expand and force them to invade. So hopefully that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so 2, 3, 4. Wow, that's a very early invasion. Another move that I don't expect, but I guess this is a good example because I remember a lot of students kind of asking me about invasions and how to deal with them, so I guess this is a good chance. So this type of invasion, you shouldn't have in your mind that you're going to kill everything. Because when you have that mentality, something bad might happen because you're committing yourself too much. So, for a shape like this, you can either attack to enclose, or you can play the knight's move. And in this case, even if white escapes, it's not going to be very good. Well, actually, that depends on how white escapes. But I can tell you that if white lives very small and the outside is really strong, then this is definitely not good. So in this case, white is probably trying to go for the Atari, and push through. But in this case, black can actually make another Atari before going back. So great, that's exactly what he's doing. I can make this Atari first before he's not going for it, so I'm going to capture. So this is a very good result for black. originally I didn't have that much territory. I have way more territory than I didn't have before. And these stones are, I don't know what they're doing. Wow. That's a very early first line Hane, but I think I'm just going to have to let him have it. It's hard to say if it's beneficial this early, because it also makes this group very heavy. So, it's hard to say if that's any good. This attachment is also quite strange, because I already have a stone here, so typically you don't want to attach, because, well, if you play the Tiger's Mouth and get territory, you get a turret into an empty triangle, and if you extend them when black connects, you can't really, well, if you block, then there's another cut. So it's also kind of a weird shape move, in my opinion. So yeah, now he's very awkward, because if he blocks, he's going to get Gote again. But if he doesn't, I can still jump in, which is quite an annoying move. So he spent a lot of moves on the well, he spent one move on the upper side, but he didn't do much. I got this territory and I got this territory. And that's really the whole point in having the Chinese opening. When they invade, you solidify both sides. So actually in this case I'm going to approach again. I'm not really afraid of the pincer, since I have that stone, and when I jump out, it's kind of like a rough connection anyway. And I assume he's going to push and cut. Oh, he doesn't. So that's very interesting. When he invaded, I thought he was going to be a very attacking style. But on the other hand, he doesn't actually push and cut. So kind of, is that a... I'm not sure if that's inconsistent. I don't know. Oh, anyway. So actually, there's a nice Tsuji here. Before you push, you can actually push and cut, and white has to cap Atari. And then when you push above, normally white would connect. But now you have an Atari now, which could help later if you want to go for attachment. So this is a good exchange if when white has his stones on the side. So it's a good little trick. And now I'm going to come back to extend. So I like this configuration. I'm going to go for a cap now, and this is quite comfortable. Not too many fights will happen, but I think we're still going to have a nice, comfortable lead afterwards. Okay, so should I play the knight's move here? Actually, the upper side is actually quite big as well, because if white does not answer, I can attack the whole group. So he needs to answer to ensure he has the items. But I'm not sure if that's a good answer. I don't really like the way he answered. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So I want to solidify this, because he might actually invade and do this. So descending, actually, this exchange helps solidify this part. And should we try to enclose the left side? Or should we just go for like pure territory? Because if I play here, he's probably can still invade or go from above. And if I defend this side, he can go from under. So I don't think I can be very efficient by playing one move in that area. So I'm going to play this move actually. I don't want him to play the knight's move, because I'm going to have to go under. So I'm going to do this as a pressure move to get him to respond. After he responds, then I'm going to go for the territory in the lower right. So, all pretty smooth sailing. And the reason why I played this move is because actually after white escapes, this group is not completely influenced. It could be weak. Oh, he's very aggressive at very odd times, which is interesting because it's kind of strange a little bit because, well, why is he so aggressive, like only selectively? Which is kind of strange. So for this fight, I think he misread a little bit. He can probably extend here. So originally it didn't work for me, but I left a little trap for him, which he fell for. And that's actually happened quite quickly. So I'm going to try to explain this. So when white extends back, if black Atari is here, white can actually descend, make the big-headed ghost, and actually net. I think he missed that. So I was able to get another big cash profit. Huh? I think he misread the ladder there. But yeah, I think he could have extended, and I probably won't be able to Atari. Then I would have to turn, and then he can connect. I would still be able to squeeze this, but I think the local result is still good for white. I'll try to show that at the end of the game, if you're curious about this fight on the in the top right. But right now, black is definitely really ahead, because I think this one territory is probably more than what white has in the whole board, because this is actually really big. It's a really huge corner. And now white's going to have to worry about all this stuff. Okay. You just want to simply connect back, which I think is a good move. So I don't want to simply just get here, because actually the corner is bigger territory. So instead of making a comfortable ice space in the middle, which is not worth that many points, it's much better to go for the same thing in the corner. So actually this makes white's shape very uncomfortable, because when I play here it's Sente, which actually is a good showcase of actually the cut and Atari being useful. Because if you cut an Atari and white captures, then this is inside white's territory, so later you can still Atari. So a really nice little trick. Why should I just play here? Because now I have a conning connect. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to try to attach, and because remember I said if I enclose, then white will go from under. So I was trying to get this in Sente, but he's going to let me have some moves in Sente, which is actually quite comfortable.
Yoyomi now starts.
Should I enclose this? I don't think it's necessary. I don't really need to fight anything, because black is really ahead right now. I think this is a really good habit to get into. I mean, it's all fun to fight and you know, battle with your opponent, but when you're ahead, you shouldn't get in the habit of just keep fighting and everywhere, because when you do that, you're gonna make a mistake at some point. Trust me, it will happen someday. It happened to me. And when that happens, it's, you know, it's really bad feeling. It's quite demotivating, actually. And this is really interesting as well. Another observation of 3-duns on Fox is that they typically play really fast when you're fighting, which I really don't understand, because when you're not thinking and you're fighting, how are you going to win the fight? Yeah. So it's probably just a simple liberty reduction. I have a lot of liberties in the center, so I'm not worried about that. And that push and cut doesn't work because white doesn't have enough liberties to do that. So I think a very useful part of the Chinese opening is that you want them to invade, and then you solidify both sides in Sente after they invade. Maybe not Sente. Sometimes you don't get Sente, but that's the general idea. If you go and try to kill everything in the Chinese opening, chances are it's not going to be very good. So, it's very nice. I think we actually almost got through most of the openings. So, oh, sorry. Before we move on, I was going to show a couple of things. So, this is a pretty nice trick because if you don't cut first before you push, then if you push later on, your opponent will connect here. They might, and they probably will. But if you cut first, you're going to have to Atari. And then when you Atari and they capture, then later they're going to have less territory. So, pretty nice trick. The second thing is actually, this fight didn't actually work for me.
Someone invites you to play.
A little embarrassed to say this, but when black extended, I was actually trying to test white. Oh, oops. Because white can actually extend. And if black tries to capture, it's a big-headed ghost, and black can't push out. Black captures, white can just throw in. This is very dangerous for black, actually, because if black tries to push out, all of the Ataris are sent in. And after that, white can just connect, and there's no problems on the outside. So, actually, there might be a bit of a problem with this, but I think it's a ko, but this is really dangerous for black. It's very heavy for black if it's a ko. So this actually didn't work, and if you're wondering about black trying to fill this liberty, white can actually push twice, so it doesn't actually extend the liberty. It actually doesn't fill the liberty, so black has to do this, and then this is a common way to sacrifice, and then black can get some Sente moves, and then do something else, I guess. This is so not a very good result for black, but I guess I played it anyway, I guess. So, what would it be now? Let's see. 5 again. Did we have 5? I think we had 5 already. 5. Oh, yes. This is actually one of my favorites. So, I'll see you in a bit. The opening created by the master of Go himself. Oh, and conveniently my opponent plays the opposite corner, and we have it. Star 3-3 Tengen. So I think I'm going to go for a 2-space high this time. Before I did the 1-space low. I'm going to do 2-space high this time. So actually, this is one of the Joseki that are definitely no longer Joseki. I mean, I don't know how people thought this was Joseki. The second line move, this is not a bad exchange for black. It's just in all aspects bad for white, in my opinion. Yeah, just one of the Josekis that definitely shouldn't be Joseki. I can extend this time. And yeah. So actually, when I was about 1 done, I really loved this Joseki. Until my teacher kept saying that this was bad. And I still played it because, you get such a big corner, it seems. Until later I realized you get Gote. And that's why it's not very good. So, and then I stopped playing it. So that's kind of my experience with that. Wow, he's trying to get a lot here. So shall we try to counter that? I'm kind of old. I'm kind of tired of dragon slaying, so let me just do some Sabaki here. So let's just attach, give him that stone. I think this is definitely a good result. So yeah, black can get this in Sente. And white has like 5... Okay, I'm going to stop rambling about how bad this Joseki is for white. Can I attach? You know what? Let's do it. we're gonna do a cross cut and see what white does. Oh, good move, actually. You can just capture this and, what am I doing? Actually, I can push here. There is a little bit to do. Then I can Atari and push out. So, this is not totally ridiculous. It is a little bit ridiculous, I must admit, but it's not completely. I think I need to go get back to Earth. I'm kind of being a little crazy at the moment with my moves. Kind of just going by feeling and not too much reading at the moment. Now, the question is the corner dead? I want to say it is. Definitely when he plays there, it's dead. But before, might not have been. Wow, he's gonna let me get this move, which is definitely unacceptable for white. This is really good for the outside. Super strong wall. Okay, now let's practice. How do we capture? So this is a bit different because if white pushes, it's actually Sente. Yeah, and with these two liberties not being filled, I think it's going to be at least Ko. Oh, but white connected. Now, when white connected, there's still 2 liberties outside, though. So I don't think I can clean kill this. Yeah, the 2 liberties are really crucial. So I think this is going to be at least Ko. Yeah, I believe it's Ko. Clearly, he has better life or death than I do. Because that move didn't work. Oh dear. I don't know why I thought of playing that. Let me know what you think about this. If you know right off the bat what the result is, you definitely have better reading than I do. Because I definitely took a look at that, and it's not clear to me. Oh god, this is getting really embarrassing. I definitely should know this. I think every pro should know this. Good, very powerful Sabaki moves. But it's not very deep, so I can still defend the rest, which I'm going to be really happy with. Yeah, another good sacrifice move. But isn't this way bigger than white? I'm going by like in... Wait, he didn't Atari the other way. Maybe that's a misclick, because I think the way he's playing, when he cut, it definitely seemed like he wanted to go for the other Atari. But this isn't that big. And oh, do we have to do this every time? Oh man. So he thinks I need reading practice, and I definitely do. So let's let's get some reading practice here. The attachment is a really good move, actually, to make some eye space. But I really need to figure out what's going on here, because this is unacceptable. I have no idea what the result is. This is unacceptable. Okay, I'm gonna try to read this. This is not even killable. I think it is. It should be killable. This is my 1 second reading practice, I think. This is this is a ladder. Okay, now this game is gonna start becoming pointless because that whole invasion just died, and now he's playing a ladder. I'm gonna take the time to try to figure out this, because I think I should know this, but I really don't. Is it possible to live there? It's definitely not possible to live there. So I'm gonna go for the simple kill. It's just a group that's not alive. And I didn't make a mistake this time. What is this? Okay, I think we're gonna win the game soon. Yeah, this is just getting pointless. Like 2 second moves, what is it gonna do? I'm not even thinking either at this point, but... Oh, he fixed the corner. Is there any point in keep playing? I'm just gonna like not do anything so he doesn't like, so he's not thinking as well. Yeah, so it's again the if you're ahead, don't play any moves that you're unsure of. It's not even good to cut that stone off because he can't capture it. And the way he's giving me that stone, it's also very comfortable for me. I think I'm going to stop being so caught up with this corner. But it really bugs me that I really don't know what the result is. Yeah, I probably have to sit down with like this after a bit and look over this. Well, so faster play, that means more games for you guys, so that's good. I'm probably gonna say most of the unorthodox account will probably be a dragon slaying fest. Because with Tengen, it's probably gonna be some kind of a Moyo game anyway. And with Moyo games, they'll definitely invade. And with invasions, it's gonna be attacking, and, you know. Yeah, I think it's impolite to pass, so I'll just answer move here. Yeah, usually I only pass when I'm like really, really annoyed, like you need to resign now kind of thing. Okay, so this right side is actually very interesting, which I think is worth kind of looking at a little bit early on. Actually, after this, if white just turns, it's hard to say what this will be, because if black pushes, white can Atari, so it's still quite complicated. Oh, actually, black and Hane first. So maybe it's less uncertain as I thought. Yeah, so right now white would have to do this. Something like that. Which I still think is decent for black, because cutting through here, even though white captured this part is very strong, so there's still a lot of potential in the lower left. So I think this is also a good result. Now, you guys are probably really tired of me talking about the lower right by now, but typically the way you do this is you play this and jump, but in this case, after this move, white can attach, and this only works actually if you have all the liberties filled on the outside. So for example, like this, then white won't be able to capture the corner. So it's I kills no I in this way. And that's only when all the liberties are filled. And definitely doesn't work this way. So yeah. Let's see what's next. I want a 0. Yes! I get a 0. Time for a regular casual game. And I will see you next time. You know what that means? Back to 6 God.